All right, so this is the Completionist. I used to watch this guy's content when I was a child. When I was like 10 years old, I used to watch this guy, and he would beat games 100% and do a review on them.
All the money.
A really great channel, but apparently he lied about his charity. I'm not too sure, but let's go ahead and check this out.
All the money goes to the Open Hand Foundation, an organization that we started in honor of my mom, and all that money goes to dementia research. We don't touch any of it. We just work with the people who do need the money, and we help them do their thing.
This is Gerard Khalil, well known online as the Completionist. For more than a decade, his YouTube series where he completes games 100% has been very successful, and he has built a very large and respected brand. Gerard is very well liked within the gaming community, and I myself have been a fan of his YouTube content for many years.
Same.
In 2018, Gerard helped create the Indieland Charity Marathon. This is where indie developers get to come together and showcase their games. It gave a spotlight to
This game,
This is where indie developers
this game called Sea of Stars is actually really, really, really amazing. It's a super long JRPG, but it's actually really fun. Give it a try.
get to come together and showcase their
like 40
games.
hours long.
It gave a spotlight to lesser-known developers, and it also raised money for a good cause. All of the money raised by Indieland goes to the Open Hand Foundation, a non-profit organization that helps support dementia research.
Sounds
the
good.
Open Hand Foundation was founded by Gerard and his family in 2003, after Gerard's
2003.
mother was diagnosed with frontotemporal dementia. However, it didn't officially become a non-profit until 2014, after she unfortunately passed away. Indieland has been quite successful in raising money for charity. They generally raise over $100,000 per year, and according to their website have raised over $600,000. The marathons do well, and often attract very popular figures in the gaming realm, and even celebrities. From YouTube influencers to gaming developers and publishers, many parties actively get involved to help raise money. According to their website, the Open Hand Foundation supports the University of California, San Francisco, and in 2020, Gerard said that Open Hand was one of the UCSF's main support partners.
Currently working with the University of San Francisco, and we're kind of one of their main funding support partners going into all of this.
Beyond this, according to Gerard, Open Hand raises money for organizations all over the world.
Okay.
My father, my brother, and I started a foundation called the Open Hand Foundation that raises money for dementia research and treatment for organizations all over the world.
However, the truth is that since its inception in 2014, the Open Hand Foundation has not contributed a single cent to any organization. For the past 10 years, they have raised over $600,000, and it's all just sitting in their bank account. Despite Open Hand saying the money goes to help fund research, and despite the fact that everyone believes their money is going to a worthwhile cause, this is simply not the case. Because Open Hand is a non-profit, their tax filings are publicly available. Since 2014, their yearly filings have all shown the same behavior. For example, in 2022, they received $117,000 in contributions. They paid $11,000 in expenses, leaving them with $106,000 in excess revenue.
Okay.
This cash was then added to their existing stockpile of cash, which now totals
$600,000. Bro.
$1,000. Every year since 2014, it's been the same. Money is received, some expenses are deducted, and the cash is just left in their account. Normally in these filings, a non-profit is supposed to state where their profit goes. Obviously, if a charity raises money, they are supposed to give it to an organization. However, this has never happened with the Open Hand Foundation. In 10 years of filings, they have not dispersed a single dollar to anyone. They have kept everything.
This is also one of my biggest fears when it comes down to charity. And like, I don't know if this money really goes to charity. Like, I personally also do that. Like, I tip. Like, even though I hate tipping culture, I tip because I know that delivery driver is working his ass off to deliver me food at 3 a.m, right? So I give you extra money because you're giving me a service that I need, right? Tipping is good for that. But whenever I see people on the street and they need money and they're panhandling, I give what I can. I give like the equivalent of like $5, right? It's not a lot, but $5 is better than nothing, bro. They could stretch at $5. Like, I don't know. It's like, I don't know. And it's like, not all charities are bad, but it's so weird, bro, because it's like, where is the money going? Like, why is it just sitting in the account? Well, who has access to it? Like, Are they using the money? Because the money's not being used besides for deducting for whenever they do the charity. So why did they have $100,000 up to $600,000 just sitting there?
Organization. However, this has never happened with the Open Hand Foundation. In 10 years of filings, they have not dispersed a single dollar to anyone. They have kept everything for themselves. This is obviously alarming. Their website clearly states they support the UCSF, and they have a quote from David Kessler, the dean.
Really? You think the money is collecting interest? But I don't get it, because the money is sitting here. We can see it, right? But it only does it yearly. If they have this every year, then maybe it does collect interest. I feel like you'd have to get some calculations for it, though. Maybe. What's up, Bader?
Of the UCSF School of Medicine, thanking them for their gift. But the interesting thing about David Kessler is that he was fired as the dean of the UCSF School of Medicine in 2007, 7 years before OpenHand was even officially registered. I needed to find out what was happening, so I contacted OpenHand and asked them why they haven't made any contributions in the past 10 years. And this is the response I got, which was written by Jacques Khalil, Gerard's brother. They claimed that before their official registration as a foundation, they donated body parts for research. A strange claim that I don't believe can be true of a charity. That's likely referring to a private and personal matter within their family and would have nothing to do with OpenHand. They claim they made financial contributions to an institution that made insufficient progress. Essentially, OpenHand is claiming that because they made donations before they were registered in 2014, which we cannot confirm because it wasn't public at the time, this means that it is acceptable to not pass along any of the money the public has given them until they find someone they deem worthy.
That doesn't even make any sense, bro. Because you say you do this for dementia research, like, who are you, and you say it's for all over the world, who are you to pick and choose who gets the money? That doesn't make any sense at all. Like, sure, maybe pick and choose, but regardless, even if you wanted to say you're picking and choosing who it is, why the frick, because I'm trying to stop cussing, why does it take 10 years to figure out who you're going to give this money to? And why does they making it seem like they have to give it to one person? You don't have to give 600,000 to one person because you say dementia research across the world. That means it should be divided up and distributed, correct? This is weird.
The obvious question arises. If they have been looking for a beneficiary since 2014, why has Gerard been claiming they support organizations across the world, including the UCSF and the Alzheimer's Association?
We are raising money for dementia research in honor.
And look, you're dropping names. So all we have to do is ask these people, have they collected any money from you? And if they say no, well, then there you go. You just got caught in a big, bold-faced lie.
My late mom, trying to help folks who've been impacted by dementia, working with organizations like USF.
So all we have to do is contact USF.
FTD Association of America.
Contact them.
Alzheimer's Association of America, and so many more.
And contact those three. He only name dropped three. Contact these three. And if any of them say no, or we have no reference, or we have no information, there it is. He literally just lied.
Why is he claiming the money is actually given to people who know how to use it?
You watch Some Ordinary Gamers?
All that money goes to dementia research.
Shout out to Some
We
Ordinary
don't touch any of it. We just work with the people who do need the money, and we help them do their thing.
Why is he claiming they are helping the victims and even the families of people with dementia?
Guys, welcome to Indieland. For those of you who don't know what we're doing, we're raising money for dementia research and prevention, helping victims who not only have dementia, but the families of those around them.
Why is OpenHand still claiming it supports the UCSF on its website? OpenHand assured me they have done nothing illegal, because if they had, they would have been caught by the IRS.
I hate it when bad people say this stuff. It's like, oh, if I was really bad, I'd be in jail already. Like, okay, like, so you're saying we have to wait for you to go to jail for us to say that you could be doing bad things? This makes no sense.
However, I never mentioned legality in my original email. I'm not sure why they brought up the IRS, but this assumes the IRS is some kind of omnipresent being that immediately detects fraud the moment it happens and intervenes. This notion is simply untrue. Many crimes, especially fraud, go undetected. And unless you do something especially egregious on your filings, nothing will be flagged to the IRS. In saying that, however, these filings don't seem to be done properly, and they aren't even signed, which is definitely a legal requirement. But now that they brought it up, if the filings do show an accurate account of what happened, I do think this is illegal and would be considered charity fraud. Generally, taking money by dishonest means is considered fraud. You just can't tell people to give you money under a false pretense. And you can't wait 10 years until you're caught before doing something with it either. In this case, OpenHand lied for many years saying that it was funding organizations it wasn't, and it was using those lies in order to get money from the public. OpenHand finishes by saying they continue to search for a partnership that meets their standards, and if I have any recommendations, they will consider it.
Okay,
I don't know why they are asking me for my input. OpenHand has already been lying for 10 years, saying that it's been going to the UCSF, the Alzheimer's Association, and other organizations across the world. Why not send it there? OpenHand has had 10 years to find somewhere to send the money to, and I'm sure there are plenty of acceptable organizations that would gladly welcome its contribution.
Of course.
Truthfully, I just don't buy their explanation.
Yeah,
if they really were looking for someone to give it to, they would have been honest about that to the public.
Yeah, if you really were struggling to find somebody, why wouldn't you say, hey, we're trying to find somebody to give this money to for this cause? I'm pretty sure several people would have put their hand up, right?
They wouldn't have lied and said they were giving it to someone.
You and Asmongold wrecked the same thing at the same time? Oh, because Asmongold is me and I'm Asmongold.
One, they weren't. Why are they still doing fundraisers when they admit here, if you choose to believe them, they have no idea where that money will go?
Have you ever seen me and Asmongold in the same room before? Exactly. Asmongold is black. Yep.
Why do they not ask the public where to send the money? It is their money, after all. People have been donating their hard-earned money for 10 years. They all believe their money is going to a good cause. People have been championing Indieland for years,
It's the Michael
declaring
Jackson
they are fighting
effect. I'm
dementia.
dead.
Gaming developers, YouTube influencers, celebrities have all donated their time, money, and effort to this event, thinking it was doing something when it just wasn't. Sponsors have invested money.
Literally, so like all these people you had come on your show is like you've been lying to them the whole time, bro. You've been lying to these companies the whole time, bro. Like, forget the legality. You literally just burnt almost every single bridge with every person that's ever been on the show because you damaged their brand and their integrity because now they're associated with you.
And equipment into a charity that did nothing with the money. I responded to OpenHand hoping to get clarification on a few details, and asking if they thought it was appropriate to continue to ask for money when they aren't contributing any of it. They reiterated they believe their behavior was legal and ethical. Apparently me taking issue with the fact they've lied for years and kept all of the money they have ever received is both unwarranted and unfounded. Clearly from these statements, OpenHand feels as though this is acceptable behavior from a charity. They closed by saying they do not intend to issue further public comments on these matters, confirming that from OpenHand's perspective.
Smart idea. Go get a lawyer.
This isn't
use some of that over $500,000 to get a lawyer.
An issue worthy of their time or comment. The last thing I needed to do was to talk to Gerard and get his side of the story. And with the help of Muta from Some Ordinary Gamers, we set up a call. According to Gerard, he didn't find out the funds had not been forwarded to any organizations until 2022, and claims that since that time, he has been...
So you didn't know that your brother was keeping the money for, he said 2022? So you saying you didn't know for 9 years, and you found out last year, but you didn't do nothing about it? Because you found out last year, right? 365 days, right? You couldn't figure out maybe I should do something about the money then since he's not doing it, or maybe I should have a public statement, or maybe talk to people in private, right? No, you just stayed quiet. And then that makes you an accomplice. Congratulations, Gerard Khalil.
Actively trying to find somewhere to send the money.
You weren't notified that the money was sitting there the whole time?
I knew it was sitting there at a certain point, and that's what made me proactively go about it. Like, I was made aware in 2021 when the money hadn't moved yet.
2021, that's 2 years.
And that's what made me go, that's not fucking cool. And that's when I got personally involved to move it. And
did anyone...
2021, last year, 2022.
Yeah, did anyone tell you that the money was going somewhere before then? Were you being misled?
No. No one told me anything. I assumed that it was all going to...
You didn't check, bro? Like, this just don't add up, bro. Like 10 years. In the 10 years you started this charity for your late mother, the last 10 years, bro, you did not check the bank accounts, the statements, the tax. You didn't check none of that for 10 years, bro. Get the fuck out of here, bro.
Charity.
You're literally, there's two people involved in this, you and your brother. At the least there's two people, you and your brother. So you just let your brother take care of it the whole time, right? And you're doing it too. You're on the indie whatever too, and you're also doing these deals with the companies and the celebrities to have them come on the show. Yeah,
And I
nah, $11,000 in expenses, and you ain't checking.
I assumed incorrectly.
Ain't adding up.
Whether or not you believe this will be
On top of that, since this shit is for charity, why are you using charity money to fund the expenses of your project? Because that doesn't even make sense. Because if this money is for charity, why would you use it to fund the charity? Shouldn't it come out of your own pocket?
up to you. However, I will note that even if he is telling the truth, despite learning this in 2022, his behavior did not change. In 2023, he continued to make claims that OpenHand was supporting the UCSF, the Alzheimer's Association, AFTD, and many more.
Boom, bro. You literally just got caught in a lie, just like that. Because even if you aren't lying, like say you didn't know, you still willingly continued the lie from your brother, which means that you are lying as well. So if you're lying about this, what else are you lying about? Come on, bro.
Year after learning that it wasn't.
Trying to help folks who've been impacted by dementia, working with organizations like USF, FTD Association of America, Alzheimer's Association of America, and so many more.
These statements were from just several weeks ago. Gerard has also been a director of OpenHand since 2014, so it would take a lot to convince me he didn't know what was happening with the money he was raising. Ask yourself this question. If you raised hundreds of thousands of dollars for charity, do you think you would be interested in where that money was going? Would you at least check to see if the money was being sent? No matter the answer, you would still be completely responsible for what happened with that money.
True.
The most important question at this time is whether or not the money is still there. And Gerard assures us they still have the full amount of money and are looking to donate it as soon as possible. At this stage, we have no reason to believe this isn't the case. However, due to OpenHand's past dishonesty, I think we do need concrete proof of this donation when it happens. Unfortunately, given that the money
keep a close eye on this, man, because $600,000 is a lot of cash, and I wouldn't want this to just fall into some type of shell company.
hadn't been contributed for so many years, and any contribution done now is in the wake of this being uncovered. It's hard to know if this is simply a response to being caught, or if they truly were planning on donating the money at some point. Hopefully we get confirmation soon that all
at this point it doesn't matter, because he's just been caught in a lie. So even if his integrity and his intentions and all that were pure, it doesn't matter because you lied. Bro, like the road to hell is paved in good intentions, they say.
The money OpenHand has ever received is sent to the organizations it was supposed to. That being said, even if all of the money is still there, the actions of OpenHand were unethical and almost certainly illegal. And as unfortunate as this situation is, it does need to be called out, and there do need to be repercussions. It shouldn't need to be stated that lying about making charitable contributions in order to get money is
like they either need a fine or they need some jail time. Let's be real. They either need a fine or they need to go to jail.
Not a good thing, no matter what the context. I also think there needs to be a full audit of OpenHand by an independent third party.
100%.
Some Ordinary Gamers is also doing a more thorough breakdown of the situation, so if you want to learn more about how to look up the public filings of non-profits and what to look for, and to learn more about their legal obligations, I will put a link to that in the description.
I don't care that
I'll also
much.
put a link to the tax filings of OpenHand along with their full statements. Please don't let this dissuade you from donating to a good cause in the future. There are plenty of legitimate online fundraisers that support long-established reputable charities, like Games Done Quick or
Oh, I'm so glad you said GDQ, because GDQ has been doing some bullshit as well. Not to the extent of Gerard, but GDQ has been up to some shady shit when it comes to who participates in their events and what reasons they decide to not let people join and stuff like that, and their bannings and their procedures. A bunch of little petty shit has gotten in the way of people getting donations to these cancer researchers. So you should look into GDQ too. I think you should. Anyways, this is an interesting video. See you guys on the next one. Peace.